So we've all been guilty of it. We probably all went to the gun shop sometime. We've walked in, we've seen a gun up on the rack that we just instantly fall in love with it because of its sight. We start to tell ourselves, we need this one. But do we really need it? It's a 7 mag, it's a Ruger M77. To me, that's a gun that we're gonna go shoot large game with. Probably even can go several hundred yards away, beyond 300 yards, 500 yards, 600 yards, still be highly effective. There's a few things to consider when buying a gun. We've got our cost. That should really be number one. If we don't have the money in our pocket, don't have the money in our bank to go buy just an additional gun to maybe go hunting with once or twice on a specific hunt, we probably shouldn't be buying that gun. Think about it. Could you go out? You could coyote hunt with this gun. You could whitetail hunt with this gun. Heck, you could shoot a rabbit with this gun. This gun is not one that you're going to walk in the store and you're going to think, oh, I don't need it, but I'd love to get that one for my teenage son, my teenage daughter, my wife. I guess in today's world, there's some women who might be able to take the recoil, better than their husbands, because quite honestly, they have a bigger set of balls than he does in today's day and age. So if your wife doesn't mind a spanking, maybe the 7 mag's a gun for her. It's a beautiful gun. I'm gonna shoot a few rounds through it, and we're gonna go from there. I think I'm just a little bit low, but I'm not 100% sure. I have not shot this gun in a long time. Back to that part about recoil. It gives you a pretty good hit. You want the gun to surprise you when it goes off. You don't want to be pulling that trigger so hard you're swaying one way or the other where you're going to shoot. And when you're going to make that choice for a gun, consider, am I needing a long range gun? Am I needing something short for brush country? I'll fire another one and see what kind of pattern I've got. Still not 100% sure. I will go down and check here in just a little bit. But you want to know what range you're going to need for a gun. You want to know what caliber you're going to need. Caliber specific for what kind of game you're wanting to take down. I'm not going to say this gun isn't going to be used for self-protection, but odds are likely you're going to be buying a gun like this to enjoy while being in the outdoors, shooting large game, longer range in this type of caliber. That's in my opinion. Do you prefer a wood stock? Do you prefer the synthetic stock? They both got their benefits in my opinion. I particularly love the wood stock. I think on this gun with the stainless steel scope and rifle, I think it looks just sharp as can be. But you can get synthetic stocks that are in all different colors, different designs on them. They might scratch a little bit, but they're not going to break like a wood gun could if you drop it cracking the wood. Wood's going to retain a little bit of moisture at times and might have just a little bit of swelling if you're out in a bunch of wet weather, where the synthetic is not. So they've both got their benefits. Typically the wood stock is a little bit heavier than the synthetic stock, but that's not always the case. And typically the good looking wood stocks are a little bit higher than synthetic. But shop around, know what you're looking for, be specific. Remember what type of game, how far away are we going to be shooting it, how much recoil can we handle, what age group of a person's going to be shooting this. If you're buying it for your kids, you're going to be a lot better off. I only had these others in the pickup, the 25-06 and the 308, but either one of those are going to be better for a youngster. And if you can't take the recoil yourself, that's no problem. You sure don't want to be gun shy. You want to be able to hit your target effectively and have a good time doing it. sometimes these guns, larger caliber, they're not near as much fun to shoot. Got one more in the chamber. I'm gonna shoot it and then go down there and see exactly where I'm hitting. I think all three of them are just a little bit low and not the best pattern that I was looking for. I might have pulled it on that one a little bit higher to the left. That all goes back to the gun, how well you're balanced, how normal it is for you to pull that trigger. I'm gonna shoot it a couple more times now. I did adjust the scope, raised it up 12 clicks. That should get me a lot closer to bullseye. Remember, next time you go to the gun shop, don't worry so much about how pretty it is. Make sure you've got the money for it. Make sure it's gonna fit you or your family's needs, so it's not a gun that sits around in a gun safe as often as they do. I'm pretty for sure I'm in the bullseye with at least one of those, and I'm shooting right here at 100 yards. My preference would be about an inch high at 100. That away somewhere close to 200, I'm pretty much dead on. In the area I'm at, if we've got a 300-yard shot, that's about the absolute most. Most of the time I'm inside of 100, but pretty much all the time we're inside of 200. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of the video. I got both of them in the bullseye. Probably need to raise her up about 6 more clicks.